Hello, everyone. I am Grandma Joy, and I want to welcome you to our first virtual reading tour. I am in a location, and I want you to guess where I'm at. I'm going to read you a story, and maybe that might help you figure out where I'm located at. Okay, so let me just get my camera ready, start ready right now, so I can bring up where I'm at, and we will begin. Here we go. Okay, so I hope everyone sees me. Um, this is my first time doing this, so hopefully you will enjoy. Here we go. This story, as soon as it clicks, okay, okay. Alrighty, so now I have to start it from the very beginning. Hold on one second. You probably have an idea as to where I'm at. So we're going to start this story over again, and here we go. This is The Fire Station. That's the name of the story by Robert Munich and Michael Marchenko. And let's see how we begin the story. Okay, so Michael and Sheila were walking down the street. As they passed the fire station, Sheila said, "Michael, let's go ride a fire truck." And we have a picture of a fire truck. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see. There we go. Here goes the fire truck, fire station. "Well," said Michael, "I think maybe I should ask my mother. I think maybe I should ask my father. I think we should go in," said Sheila. Then she grabbed Michael's hand and pulled him up to the door. Hmm, let's see what happens. She's knocking on the door. Blam, 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 blam. A large firefighter came out and asked, "What can I do for you?" "Well," said Michael, "maybe you can show us a fire truck and hoses and rubber boots and ladders and all sorts of stuff like that." "Certainly," said the firefighter. "And maybe," said Sheila, "you will let us drive a fire truck?" "Certainly not," said the firefighter. "Well, do you think she's going to get her way? What do you think? Let's see." They went in and looked at ladders, and they looked at the fire hoses and big rubber boots. Then they looked at a little fire truck, and then a big fire truck, and then enormous fire trucks. When they were done, Michael said, "Let's go." "All right," said Sheila, "let's go into the enormous fire truck." Well, do you think they're going to go? Let's find out. While they were in the truck, the fire alarm went off. Clang, 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 clang. "Oh no," said Michael. "Oh yes," said Sheila. Then she grabbed Michael and pulled him into the truck, into the back seat. Firefighters came running from all over. They slid down poles and ran downstairs. Then they jumped into the truck and drove off. The firefighters didn't look in the back seat. Michael and Sheila were in the back seat, and they didn't even see them. So I guess they got their way after all. They came to an enormous fire. Lots of yucky colored smoke got all over everything. It colored Michael's yellow, green, and blue. It colored Sheila purple, green, and yellow. When the fire chief saw them, he said, "What are you doing here?" When the fire chief saw them, he said, "What are you doing here?" Sheila said, "We came in the fire truck. We thought maybe it was a bus, and oh no, we thought maybe it was a taxi. We thought maybe it was an elevator. We thought maybe, I think maybe I better take you home," said the fire chief. He put Michael and Sheila in his car and drove them away. So I guess he wasn't happy about that. When Michael got home, he knocked on the door. His mother opened it and said, "You messy boy, you can't come in and play with Michael. You're too dirty." She slammed the door right in Michael's face. That wasn't nice. "My own mother," said Michael, "didn't even know me." He knocked and knocked and knocked on the door again. His mother opened the door and said, "You dirty boy, you can't come in and play with Michael. You're too dirty. You're absolutely filthy. You're a total mess. You're, oh my, oh no, you're Michael." Michael went inside and lived in the bathroom for 3 days until he got clean. And here is a picture of Michael in the bathtub. There he goes, in the bathtub until he got clean. Now we go to Sheila, and when Sheila came home, she knocked on the door. Her father opened it and saw an incredible, messy girl. He said, "You can't come in to play with Sheila. You're too dirty." He slammed the door right in her face. "Ouch," said Sheila. "My own father, and he didn't even know me." She kicked and pounded on the door as loudly as she could. Her father opened the door and said, "Now stop that racket, you dirty girl. You can't come in to play with Sheila. You're too dirty. You're absolutely filthy. You're a total mess. You're, oh my gosh. Oh no, you're Sheila." And here is Sheila. There goes Sheila. But she's a happy mess, isn't she? Yes, she is. Okay, and so we see, right, right, says Sheila. "I went to a fire in the back of a fire truck and I got us all smoky. I wasn't even scared." Sheila went inside and lived in the bathtub for 5 days until she got clean. And here is Sheila. Doesn't look like she likes taking a bath. I think maybe the dad was just scrubbing her too hard. I don't know. Here we go. The next page. And then Michael took Sheila on a walk past the police station. He told her, "If you ever take me in another fire truck, I am going to ask the police to put you in jail." "Oh, jail?" yelled Sheila. "Let's go look at the jail. What a great idea." "Oh, no," yelled Michael. And Sheila grabbed his hand and pulled him into the police station. And that is the end of this story. So by now, you probably know where we are at. Can somebody take a guess? Well, if you said the fire station, well, you're almost right. We are at the Fire Museum, and I'm going to change my scene just a little bit so we can give you a virtual tour. Well, it's not really virtual because we're live here, but that's the word that I use. So we're going to give you a virtual tour. And hold on one second while I fix my camera. Okay. And let me fix my camera source here. There we go. And there you go. Okay. That works. So now we're going to take a virtual tour. This is South Florida's Fire Museum. And I was on the side reading you guys a story. So now I'm going to show you one of the things they have, one of the first fire trucks, they kept it. Okay. And it says since 1942. So I want you to take a look at this. Kept in good condition. Oh my gosh. See how long this fire hose is? All righty. Yes. Good condition. Mm. This is the Fort Lauderdale Fire Museum. And this fire museum has some history. Well, I'm going to take you inside and we're going to see some of these pictures. But notice the numbers because those numbers are so important. This is station number 3. So that means that there were some others that was there before them. Okay, so let me give you the big view of this firehouse. Let me give you the big view of this fire museum. Okay, this is one of the oldest fire trucks. Maybe we can get someone to tell us a little bit about it, but if not, that's okay. We're gonna go in. Okay, this is one of the oldest fire trucks. Look at that. Okay. Good morning. How are you today? I actually have to take off my glasses to see you because these are for reading. Okay. You probably don't know me because I think I've emailed you twice to say that whether or not you were going to be open today. Okay. But I am actually doing a live tour. Um, this is my first time, so I wanted to see if this was going to work, okay? And this is on Instagram. So I wanted to give people a tour of the very first fire museum in Broward County. Probably, yes, 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 yes. Can you tell us a little bit about this truck here? Is how old is this fire truck right here?
This truck right here
Yes.
is a 1922 American LaFrance. And this truck is over 100 years old. That's actually
Wow.
101 years old.
Wow.
This 101-year-old truck still runs, although we are working on it right now. We have
Right.
some work going on.
Right.
But we just had it in the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Okay. All right.
We had both of our trucks in the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both running good. This truck was given to us by someone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he donated this truck to us.
Wow.
And he donated it to us because he saw how well we took care of the other one.
Yes.
And he wanted, he just was getting older and he couldn't take care of it anymore. He says, I want to find someplace that will take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw our museum and says, they're the right people.
Wow. How old is the first one? The first one that's up there is how old is that one?
That other truck right there is 81 years old.
Okay.
And that truck actually began its service with the Fort Lauderdale Fire Department,
Mm-hmm.
and we still have it to this day.
Wow.
And it started its service right where it sits. As you
Mm.
can see in some of the pictures.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I actually, well, actually, the first time I came, I went inside and I learned about the history of why we have a fire station. From what I understand, It was during the time where we didn't have one, and we depended on Palm Beach and Dade County to help us out until we had like a big fire, and they weren't that much of a help, were
Well,
they?
what I'd like you to do
Hmm.
to answer those questions is go into room one.
Room one.
Room one where that gentleman is right there.
Okay, I'm
It
gonna
has
go
the
there.
whole story.
The
If you
whole
go around
story.
the wall, it's got the whole story of how it all began.
I'm gonna go there now. So I hope this works. Yes, yes. Okay, so this is the room that he's talking about. And it says here, we'll never have a big fire. This is in 1912. Yeah, in Fort Lauderdale. And the city leaders, they felt that there wasn't a need to have a local fire protection. They felt that they could depend on Miami and West Palm Beach to help them out when there was a fire. Then you see this title here? What does it say? The unthinkable happens. Fire! June 2nd, 1912, there was a fire. Look at this, okay? There was a fire, and it ruined downtown Fort Lauderdale and then the banks of the New River. This is how it looked, all right? And although they sent a telegraph to Miami and Palm Beach, the time that they responded, it was too late. It took them hours to get here, and everything was lost in the blaze. It says here, help arise, but it's just too late. So I asked you, do you think after this that they decided to get a fire station of their own? Look at this. I think they did. Look at that. And this is titled The Fire's Brutal Toll. Okay? So now, because of that, they decided to get their own fire station, and this is the build out of the fire station. Well, actually, you are actually looking at the first one of the first fire trucks. And it's not even a truck. Back then, they call it a fire engine. Um, and it was really equipment that held the water pump. It was handheld, and the fire extinguisher. And if you can see this, this is a better picture of that. Yeah. Okay. So this happened in 1913. Okay. Just about all of downtown Fort Lauderdale was destroyed because of this fire. They tried to save it, but they could not. And do you remember what fire station I told you this was? If you said three, you are absolutely correct. Okay? The very first fire station was really located down the street. Um, and this is a picture of that. Now, right now we have cell phones, but back then when they had to call Palm Beach County and Dade County, this is what they had, the telegraph. And that's how they made their call to get help. But like I said before, it was just a little bit too late. Hi. Hi. Okay. Okay. So now this is the new fire station right here. And you take a look at that? Yes. And before that, the very first one was in 1917, and this is what it looked like. Okay? First fire chief made $25 a month. $25 a month, guys. All right? Mm-mm-mm. Okay. So, hey. All right. So this is my short tour because I really wanted to do another one and read you another book, but I'll probably read it later. But this is my test, and I hope it works out. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
my son lived there.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. There's more. There's more to see. There's the gate in there.
I didn't go. I didn't go in there before.
Oh, you'll have to. This is the kitchen. The kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Back in the. Here, I'll give you a little tour here.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day,
Yes.
in the 20s.
In the
This
1920s.
was how this room would have looked, and this is called the day room.
Okay. Is this where the firefighters relaxed before an actual alarm came in?
That's right.
Okay.
And back then, they could sit and read and study. They had study manuals,
Hmm.
and they could read and they could listen to the radio. There
So
was no television back then.
this is one of the first radios, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they used to listen to the news and radio shows and all kinds of stuff through that way.
Wow.
And then this is where they would have lunch and dinner and play
Mhm.
cards.
Right.
They would play cards and stuff here. And then here is the kitchen. Where all the, obviously, where all the
Really?
cooking was done. Yeah.
This is the original kitchen
That's how.
in
That's
what,
how.
19? Oh my gosh.
This station was built in 1927.
Wow.
So, but this is all gas appliances. And this is how the kitchen would have looked
Look back then.
at that time.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Children, they got it made now.
Yeah. There's a coffee grinder. That's a toaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you had
Let me zoom
You
in.
had to put toast on that and put it on the stove.
Stove? Yeah, yeah.
And make your toast like that.
That is awesome. That is so good. Oh, and these are some of, oh gosh.
Yeah, these are some of the oldies goodies that you would have
Yes.
around the stove. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cookbooks.
Yeah.
This is how you would adjust the temperature of the oven.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That is too cool.
Yeah, this is the oven.
That's the oven. That is the oven right there, guys. Mm.
And it gives you all the instructions on
How to use it.
Yeah.
That is too cute. Well, thank you so much. Like I said, I hope this works out.
I've got some more information for you.
Okay. Was this fire dog a part of this station or?
You know what? I'm not really. To be honest with you, I'm not really
You
sure.
sure? Okay.
That picture's been with our fire department for a really long time.
Okay.
I used to be stationed at the old station. That picture is there. This
Mhm.
is a really good information about our fire station.
Perfect.
I had
Perfect.
a friend who writes for Cahoots magazine.
Right. Right.
He did this article
On the
this,
fire museum.
Fire Museum.
Okay. Good.
And he did a really good
Mhm.
job
Mhm.
of the article.
Thank you so much. Now, what is this right here?
Now this is interesting because this is how fire engines were sent to a fire. each neighborhood had one of these fireboxes in the
Yes.
neighborhood.
Right.
And it was somebody's job to be assigned to be the runner. He would have to go to the firebox, pull the firebox, and wait for the fire department to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, now this is kind of loud. You want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. There we go.
Real quick.
And they would pull this, go down there and pull this. Now watch. Here's what happens at the fire department dispatch. The bell would go off.
Wow.
And as you can see,
Right.
1, 2, and 3. And the bell does the 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And the reason for that so that the person on the other end knows that this was box 123. Box 123, they could see
Right.
Southwest 8th Avenue and West Los Alamos Boulevard.
Right.
Now they know where to send all the trucks. Like
That is so interesting.
And this tells about how the fire alarm box buildings. And this shows. This gives a story. Now this was before telephones.
Right. Right. Of course.
Okay. They eventually came up with telephones. As you see there.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
they came up with this one. And this one.
Phone.
And
Right.
so
Of course, cell phones. But this was the one of the first. Oh, that's interesting. And this is where it all starts,
exactly.
which people don't know.
No, no.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I hope this turns out. I'll email you if it turns out right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that is the end of my tour. Let's see how I do today. We're still live.